First, there were only the familiar carpets and walls of the Helen, the echo of approaching footsteps, the rattle and creak of strange bodies coming close. And then they rounded the corner. The aliens were marching down the passage. They were so large, I couldn't make sense of what I was seeing at first. My eyes skittered off the moving mass of chitinous plating and feelers and joints, and all I saw were gigantic monsters coming to kill me. They were about 9 feet tall. They seemed more like crustaceans than anything else, with 6 limbs, marching or scuttling on pointed feet, and brandishing very nasty-looking weapons in their long, segmented arms. Their exoskeletons were reddish pink, but that didn't show much. They didn't wear clothes, but every armoured plate of their bodies was decorated in some way, either painted with elaborate patterns or crusted with diamonds or covered in spikes. The only thing they all wore were little red boxes around their necks. I didn't get much of a sense of their faces. They were too high up. "Oh, wow," said Dr. Muldoon, loosening her grip on the gun a little, with the wide-eyed expression of someone who was both terrified and the tiniest bit delighted. I could tell she'd have loved nothing more than to drag the nearest alien into her lab and poke it. Lena did not find the alien so beautiful as to prevent her diving across the passage with her little gold gun blazing. Rather to my surprise, one of the aliens let out a very high-pitched shriek and fell over. But another of them pointed one of their weapons at us, and there was a flash, and we all fell over. And then I was lying on the floor, feeling vaguely aware of everything hurting, but mostly sort of dreamy and useless. One of the aliens had a beautifully detailed battle scene painted over its thorax, I noticed, with tiny lobster people charging at each other with spears at the bottom of a rocky valley under fiery clouds. I wondered hazily if the tiny lobster people had paintings of even tinier lobster people painted on them, and so on forever. The aliens were making crunching, clacking, quacking noises that might have been funny in other circumstances, but no, they weren't noises, of course. They were talking. Grated the alien covered in diamonds, bending over the one Lena had felled, who was covered in spikes. The little red boxes were evidently translation devices so that aliens could talk to us. As the one with the diamonds began to speak, its box flashed, and this is what we heard in surprisingly expressive English. "Beloved, tell me they have not hurt you. Speak to me, jewel of my heart, star of my venom bladder." "It is only a scratch, moonbeam of my soul," said the one with the spikes, and then they embraced passionately, which is quite a sight to see when it involves 9'6" highly armed, bejeweled lobster people. "Amazing," wheezed Dr. Muldoon from the floor beside me. "Just amazing." "Now that's enough," said a perky but stern voice. I managed to lift my head to see the goldfish soaring proudly overhead. Its eyes were flashing from blue to red. "I think you guys need a time out," it said. The diamond lobster person grabbed the goldfish out of the air. "No," said Noel, "leave it alone." "What is this?" said Diamonds, shaking the goldfish slightly. "You guys would be in serious trouble right now if everyone had all the parts they were manufactured with," the goldfish squeaked. "It's a toy," groaned Lena. "It's a children's toy." Diamonds lost interest in the goldfish and carelessly batted it away. The goldfish went flying, just as another lobster person reached down a long, 3-jointed arm, scooped me up, and tucked me into its armpit, if lobster people could be said to have armpits. Soon everyone else had been gathered up, and we were being carried away like bundles of dirty laundry. "Hey!" protested the goldfish, loyally hurrying after us. "Cut it out! Put them down! Ma'am, you guys are just big bullies." The lobster people obviously ignored it. I apologise. I cannot apologise enough for them," I could hear Mr. Tromler saying. "This is a misunderstanding. Everyone is a little stressed." "Who are you, and what do you mean by kidnapping us?" asked Dr. Muldoon, with as much icy dignity as is possible from someone hanging upside down over a lobster person's shoulder. Began Spikes. The box translated. "You have not been kidnapped. You have infringed and violated the sovereign territory of the Emperor and Empress of the Crackilluck Expanse. May their love be ever passionate and fruitful. You are thieves and pirates, and you are all under arrest."